Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Wednesday, September 4th, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight we continue our preview for the upcoming Fun Fest weekend in downtown Hazleton. Tonight Ann Ganley focuses on the entertainment. Plus, with sarin gas making headlines in Syria, tonight we take a look at what exactly that gas is. In sports, Beth Mensinger has details on the first ever Penguins Hall of Fame class. And meteorologist Joe Garbacek tells us if there are any more summer days like today in our forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. 4 people are behind bars tonight after robbing a gas station on Route 93 in Sugarloaf Township early this morning. Late edition's Ann Ganley has the details.
50-year-old Cornell Cole from Maryland, 36-year-old Cornelia Smith of Washington, D.C., 49-year-old Troy Baker and his son, 28-year-old Terrell Baker, both of Baltimore, Maryland, have been arrested by police in connection with a robbery at the Shell gas station on Route 93 in Sugarloaf Township just after 4 o'clock this morning. State police were informed that after the robbery took place, all 4 suspects entered a 2003 maroon GMC Yukon Denali XL with a Maryland license plate and headed towards Interstate 81 southbound. Once police stopped the vehicle, they immediately turned on their emergency lights. However, the suspect driving the vehicle was refusing to obey the sirens and a high-speed chase ensued. The chase ended at mile marker 100 southbound after tire deflation devices were placed on the road by PSP Jonestown Station. Once the vehicle was stopped, 2 suspects fled into the woods. All suspects were eventually caught and charged with 1 count each of intent to commit burglary, conspiracy to commit burglary, and theft by unlawful taking. We spoke with the owner of the Shell gas station who says he was shocked when he heard the news.
I just came in and I see like a lot of damage inside. They broke into the safe, they moved it in the side, they cut saw the safe, they broke in the ATM. It's a lot of damage inside. They cut the wire from outside the building so the security alarm doesn't work. They broke this, the camera, but the camera's still working, so we got them in the cameras. And let's see what's happening next. Yep.
All right. The owner says he doesn't care about the damage to the building. He is just thankful that no one was hurt and no one was in the gas station at the time of the robbery.
I worked like 7 days, but I will accept it's going to be off the highway because I know it's off the highway. It's I got a lot of people off the highway, but there are good things like this happen, like there was nobody in the store, nobody hurt. But what we can do is like something happened,
The suspects were arraigned by District Magistrate Daniel O'Donnell this afternoon. All have been remanded to the Luzerne County Prison in lieu of a $250,000 straight cash bail. In Sugarloaf Township for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Ganley.
Thank you, Ann. Wilkes-Barre police have identified 3 suspects in the shootings of 2 little girls at Sherman Hills apartment complex in Wilkes-Barre 2 weeks ago. 24-year-old Javon Brown of Wilkes-Barre, 21-year-old Talik Sistrunk of Wilkes-Barre, and 26-year-old Trevor Whitaker of Brooklyn, New York, are all being charged in that August 24th incident. The shots were meant for William Junie Cash, who was visiting the apartment of Diana Page. Page is the mother of one of the girls that was shot. So far, police have not released a motive. Brown, Sistrunk, and Whitaker are already in the county prison on simple assault charges stemming from a fight over a missing money card on North Empire Court. Their bails are $50,000 cash. While the gunshots were meant for cash, 5-year-old Janiah McFarland was shot in the neck. 2-year-old Gabriella Morris was shot in the face. Janiah has been released from the hospital. Gabriella remains at Geisinger Medical Center in Danville, though her mother, Christina Rivera, says that she is improving. The Bloomsburg Fair has had a change of heart, sort of. After announcing that guns would be banned from this year's event, now word that gun owners with concealed weapons will be allowed to carry if they have the proper permits. The decision to first ban the guns triggered this. We found 3 different Facebook pages entitled Boycott the Bloomsburg Fair. Now, one page read at the top, quote, The Bloomsburg Fair is now a gun-free zone. Stand up for our rights and support our constitutional rights as founded by our founding fathers. Then yesterday, a post on that same Facebook page stating, quote, I just wanted to thank all of you who supported the boycott, the Bloomsburg Fair page. Because of our strength in numbers, the Bloom Fair has lifted the gun ban, unquote. Now, more than 900 people liked that page in just 2 days. 200 people liked another similar page, and 61 the third. Several sources reported that after the ban was announced last Friday, Bloomsburg Security Director Bill Barrett spent a day on the phone responding to people upset by the original decision. Again, concealed weapons will be allowed at this year's Bloomsburg Fair, which is slated for September 21st through September 28th. An Oklahoma man was killed in a one-car crash on Interstate 80 near the junction with I-81 in Butler Township this morning. State Police at Hazleton identified him as 34-year-old Michael Ray Mitchell of Tulsa. Police say Mitchell's 2009 Honda drifted off the road at mile marker 263. It ran into the grassy median and hit 2 trees. Police say he was killed on impact. That crash remains under investigation. It was their first township supervisors meeting since the fatal shootings last month. Last night, the Ross Township supervisors met, this time at the county's 911 center. Their first action was to hold a moment of silence for the victims of the terrible shootings. Officials also announced plans to build a new municipal building. It will be located not far from the old building where the 3 people were shot and killed. Township supervisors also voted to hire a security guard to be present for all future supervisor meetings. Another appeal in another case stemming from the Laurel Gardens gas spill. L.A. Tyrone has the detail.
Peter Melnick has filed a notice of appeal with the Luzerne County Prothonotary's office, and he will file that appeal with the state superior court. Now, his family's home was along the plume in Laurel Gardens. That plume was contaminated by benzene. It came from leaking nearby storage tanks, most notably the now closed Tranguch Tire Service. Melnick's original suit named a number of defendants, including Exxon, BP, Unimart, Hazleton Standard Fuel, Montour Oil, Fegley Oil, and several others which owned fuel tanks nearby. His action was dismissed by Luzerne County Judge Bill Amesbury August 24th. Melnick says Amesbury overlooked or ignored many pertinent issues in his case. He's been representing himself and says he will file the actual appeal next week. Melnick is not looking for a cash settlement. He is asking for continued health monitoring. Benzene is a known cause of blood diseases such as leukemia and myelodysplasia. Just yesterday, another plaintiff in another gas spill case, Frank Tarantino, filed an appeal with the state Supreme Court. L.A. Tyrone, WYLN's Late Edition.
Thanks, L.A. Pennsylvania State Police have issued a report of crashes from over the Labor Day holiday, and the numbers are higher than last year. 11 people were killed, another 262 injured out of the 661 crashes investigated by state police during the 4-day holiday weekend. Those totals do not include crashes that local police investigated. Troopers also cited 819 people for not wearing their seatbelts and 111 motorists for not securing children in safety seats. 9,149 people were cited for speeding and arrested 351 for driving under the influence. President Obama touched down in Sweden today, a trip that will take him to Russia for the G20 summit. But the question of Syria follows him. INN's Phil Doherty has more.
President Obama kicks off a 3-day tour starting in Sweden. Tensions between the president and Vladimir Putin are still high after President Putin refused to give up NSA leaker Edward Snowden. President Obama still plans to attend the G20 meetings in Russia, but the Syrian crisis is likely to overtake parts of that economic summit.
We believe very strongly, with high confidence, that in fact chemical weapons were used and that Mr. Assad was the source. We want to join with the international community in an effective response that deters such use in the future.
Meanwhile, the case for military action against Syria now moves to the U.S. House. The Senate already drafted a bipartisan agreement authorizing the use of force It limits strikes against Syria to 60 days with an option for a further 30 days. It also bans U.S. troops from being on the ground, but would permit a rescue mission if needed. The bill came after Secretary of State John Kerry delivered an impassioned case to senators.
Are you going to be comfortable if Assad, as a result of the United States not doing anything, then gasses his people yet again, and the world says, why didn't the United States act?
Now, meanwhile, today, Senator Bob Casey said he would vote for authorization to hit Syria. As we mentioned earlier, Congressman Lou Barletta is undecided. Today, 17th District Congressman Matt Cartwright said he too was undecided. 10th District Congressman Tom Marino said he would vote no. By the way, Barletta will join our L.A. Tyrone and Dave Yonkai on Friday's edition of Topic A live at 5 p.m. NCAA fine money taken from Penn State might have to stay in Pennsylvania. Today, Commonwealth Court dismissed arguments from NCAA to toss out a suit demanding that the money stay in this state. The suit making that demand was filed by Republican State Senator Jake Corman and Democrat State Treasurer Rob McCord. NCAA asked Commonwealth Court to toss the suit, arguing Corman and McCord lacked standing. The court rejected the request. Court's majority concluded in an opinion by Judge Ann Covey that McCord has legal standing because he is to oversee the endowment into which the new state law requires the Penn State fine money be paid. Corman, chairman of the Senate Appropriations Committee, has legal standing because he also has a role in overseeing that fund. Court President Judge Dan Pellegrini was the lone dissent. Penn State itself is not involved in the suit. One Democrat who's running for governor next year wants to raise the minimum wage. Kathleen McGinty is former DEP secretary under Ed Rendell. She said she'd raise the minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $9 an hour, and she would tie it to the Consumer Price Index. Every time it went up, the minimum wage would go up as well. President Obama recently proposed increasing the federal minimum from $7.25 to $9 an hour, though there's been no movement on it. McGinty is one of a crowded Democratic field for governor. Others include suburban Philadelphia Congresswoman Allison Schwartz, former DEP Secretary John Hanger, York businessman Tom Wolf, who was Revenue Secretary under Rendell. State Treasurer Rob McCord has not yet announced a run but is expected to. And former Auditor General Jack Wagner has said he may get into the race as well. One business in Hazleton is making a comeback and has picked downtown Hazleton as its new location. Facets of Dance was established in 1985 and located on Wyoming Street in Hazleton. Now, after taking a few years off, Artistic Director and owner Michelle Jarowski says she's happy to be back in downtown Hazleton again to teach classes for several styles of dance to all age groups.
Classes in ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical. We do ballroom for adults. We also do ballroom for the bridal couples. We're starting a new class called Stiletto Style to help the women out in walking in our favorite types of shoes. Our class ages range from 3 to adult, and we offer beginner through professional level.
Jarowski says with the revitalization taking place in downtown, she thought it was important to come back.
We actually started back in October, but because of construction on our side of the street, we actually had to hold off a little bit until we actually could really open, just for the sheer fact because it's mostly children that we're dealing with, and we didn't want the parents to have to struggle too much to try to get over the construction. But our side of the street is finished, and it does look beautiful, and now it's a lot easier to get into our building.
Facets of Dance is located on Broad Street between Vine and Wyoming, next to Metallos Formal Wear. For more information on classes, call them at 455-5568. A special gift for a special Vietnam veteran in McAdoo. McAdoo VFW Post 6708 held a presentation last night to member Tom Matty, a Vietnam veteran who lost his leg and hip while fighting for our country. He was honored with a special watch from the members. VFW chaplain Richard Dvorak tells us that Tom is a great man and deserves recognition for all.
He just kept on pushing and just kept on going. You needed something, you asked Tom. Tom was right there to help the best he could, which was real good. And he never refused anybody. He never refused doing any chores we asked him. So we thought he deserved to be recognized.
We also spoke with Tom after the presentation.
I think it was fantastic, I think they did too much, I just want to thank everybody for all they did, and I know it took a lot of effort to do what they did, And I want to thank everybody for being a good group and cooperating and doing what we have to do, to keep other veterans going.
Dvorak says they hope to continue honoring local veterans for many years to come. The man convicted in the worst imprisonment case in U.S. history is dead. INN's Phil Doherty has details.
Penalty will be so much easier. You don't deserve that. I spent 11 years in hell. Now your hell is just beginning.
But now it's death for Ariel Castro. He took his own life in prison just a month after getting sentenced for holding 3 women captive. Convicted Cleveland kidnapper Ariel Castro hanged himself inside his jail cell last night using a bedsheet. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 1,000 years. That's for kidnapping and sexually assaulting 3 women for over a decade. Prison medical staff tried to revive him and then rushed him to the Ohio State University Medical Center. There, he was later pronounced dead. Castro's cousin says it is now time to move on.
No matter what, I think at this point justice has been served. It may not be our justice now that's served. There's only one person's justice now that's going to be served, and that's his Lord. And he's got to meet him now, and he's got to do his explaining.
Castro is being held in protective custody. He was the only one in his cell, with guards checking on him every 30 minutes.
That was Phil Doherty reporting. Finally tonight, Fun Fest is this weekend, and Sunday is the annual Fun Fest parade. And because of the parade, many streets in downtown Hazleton will be blocked off. The parade begins Sunday at 2:30 in West Hazleton. And with the street shut down, Hazleton Public Transit has announced that they will not be running the bus service on Sunday, September 8th, due to the parade. So you are asked to please plan accordingly. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to get our first look at the forecast. Meteorologist Joe Garbacik outside in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center. Joe, it was a beautiful day today.
It definitely was, Lisa. In fact, it's a beautiful night across our region. A little bit of a breeze, cool conditions, low humidity levels. In fact, you just don't even feel humidity when you walk outside right now. It's a very nice evening across our region. Dry conditions. Question is, will we see any more summer-like weather in the forecast? I'll let you know coming up. Here's a look at some of the nation's current temperatures.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage Sure Save, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week only at Heritage, they're offering Surefine Deli Gourmet, fresh sliced Swiss, or American cheese at $3.99 a pound. Thank you for shopping at Heritage Sure Save.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
WILN TV 35, first in live sports.
Hi, I'm Ron Jaworski. For the best in local TV sports, watch WILN TV 35.
WILN TV 35 has it covered.
Hi, my name is Vince Papelli. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver and special teams guy, and for local sports coverage, I watch only WILN 35.
WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
Well, we are quiet right now at this 10 o'clock hour. We have no precipitation to deal with. We continue to see dry conditions, comfortable conditions, literally no humidity out there in the atmosphere. The next several days are going to be comfortable, a little bit of a chill in the air, if you will. We're looking at some of the overnight lows dropping into the 40s, some daytime highs may not be getting out of the 60s, especially here in the higher elevations. Our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton hanging on to 65 degrees, pressure at 29.97 inches of mercury, and we have been dry since midnight and the winds averaging anywhere between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day, 74 and 54. Averages are 76 and 56, 92 and 40. The record high and low, they still stand. Sun will be up tomorrow, 6:34. Sun will set at 7:31 in the evening. So it definitely was a cool morning. We dropped down into the 50s again tonight, and as we head into tomorrow morning, going to be another cool one out there. But despite the coolness in the air, during the nighttime and morning hours, did manage to make it up into the 70s to lower 80s, and tomorrow is going to be a little bit cooler. We may not get out of the 60s for daytime highs, especially in higher elevations. 63 now in New Angola, 65 in Berwick, 64 in Monterey City, 65 in Bloomsburg, and 66 in Danville. Satellite and radar. Some precipitation up toward the north, but for our area we continue to see clear to mostly clear skies, and that's going to be the case as we head through the nighttime hours. Skycast precipitation and clouds. A few clouds around for tomorrow, so we'll call it partly sunny, a mix of clouds and sunshine. Cool, again, may not get out of the 60s in higher elevations. Elsewhere temperatures will manage to make it into the 70s, and it's going to continue to stay dry all day tomorrow and tomorrow night. Even as we go into our Friday, it looks like it's going to be dry. Notice tonight dropping into the 50s. Tomorrow, 70s and 60s. Tomorrow night even cooler. Look at the numbers, 40s. It gives me a bit of a chill just thinking about it, but it's true. Dropping down into the 40s, and then as we go into Friday, the noontime hour, yeah, we're going to be back up into the 60s. So it'll be a refreshing day tomorrow. High pressure just out toward the west, but some chilly air, especially during some of the upcoming nights, definitely will be in our forecast, all because of this jet stream. It's a strong jet, and it's down toward the south, so it's going to bring in some unseasonably cool conditions over the next several days. If you're looking for a big-time warm-up anytime soon, it just is not going to happen, at least for a while. All right, so tonight, generally 50s statewide, that'll do it. And tomorrow, 60s and some 70s with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. In the 60s for tomorrow and Friday, in the lower 70s for the weekend. Shower or two around for Sunday, 60s for Monday, and in lower 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We have your evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, a daily 161, the big 4, 4, 5, 6, 3. Quintel numbers 1, 2, 5, 6, 9, and a cash 5, 2, 4, 22, 32, and 43. Back to you, Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Well, tonight our FunFest 2013 previews continue, and Gownley will highlight the fabulous entertainment taking place this weekend. It's all next on WYLN. We're proud to be the official television station of the 2013 FunFest Parade.
When it comes to the Wire Guys, you are going to have an amazing experience. And if it means giving you back your money, plus, I'm going to do it. We guarantee everything. 112% money back guarantee. Labor and material guaranteed for a year. So you don't really need to worry about it. You're going to walk up to the wall, throw the switch, put your power cords in the outlets, and everything is the way it's supposed to be. Call me. Your time is valuable. If we're late, you get paid.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the Historic Castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th. Advance tickets are available through Ticketmaster starting August 31st.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
Welcome back to Late Edition. I'm Ann Gownley, and I'm here at the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, where FunFest committee members are gearing up for the big day just happening this weekend. I'm here with Mikey Sosar, the chair of the entertainment. And Mikey, I know there's a lot happening in the terms of entertainment, all up and down Broad Street. Tell me a little bit about the entertainment that people can expect when they come to FunFest.
Oh, absolutely, Annie. We're going all around this year with the 80s theme especially, but we're going here, there, and everywhere with it. Something to give a little taste to everybody's liking when it comes to listening to music or seeing people perform and such. It starts out Friday night, as tradition, with the kickoff concert up at the PTPA. Tickets available here at the Chamber or Metalis Formula with Northeastern Pennsylvania's #1 show band, the Poets, doing the best in 50s, 60s, a little bit of Today, Yesterday, and beyond. So they put on a great show for us every year. That is our only ticketed event. It is a fundraiser for us as well. Then we get into Saturday and we get into our dance schools, our karate schools. That usually happens smack dab in the middle of Broad in Wyoming. Again, all the entertainment from here on out is free. We like to showcase the locals, again, with the dance schools and the karate schools and vocalists and such. The Melfi School of Music is going to be with us this year, and that's going to pretty much round out what's going to happen there. Our keynotes this year on Saturday night will be Wilkes-Barre bass band Flaxie Morgan. They've performed, I believe this is their 4th time here at FunFest with us. They've got a whole 80s thing that they do, plus music of yesterday and today. Sunday gives us Gone Crazy. They actually performed at our 80s Throwback Prom back in April. They've got a whole 80s show that they're going to do straight 80s up, so that's going to make for a fun Sunday night. Saturday night we go back to Pine and Broad. We have our teen activities, of course featuring yourself as one of our hosts. We get into the teen activities on Saturday night with a basketball shootout. The YMCA is going to be helping us out with that. Also, local teen band Shock Value is going to be performing one of their many performances they put on for the youth of Hazleton and give us a really good show. Saturday afternoon, we get into the TNL Scranton Wilkes-Barre Penguins pierogi puck-off, shooting frozen pierogies through a target. The Penguins help us out every year. They're going to have tickets, all kinds of bobbleheads and hats and fun prizes with that. And we also have the TNL Pierogi Eating Contest that also happens Saturday afternoon at Pine and Broad. as many pierogies as you can eat. I think it's in like 3 minutes. We have 2 rounds, the ultimate eat-off, we call it. So it always makes for great family fun throughout the whole weekend.
And I know, sticking with the 80s theme, there is an 80s party that Judy Ann and I were talking about. I mean, you get the big hair, bring back the old clothes, dig them out of the closet, bring the 80s back to today. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's actually going to happen both Saturday and Sunday this year, also at Wyoming and Broad. Saturday starts at 5:30 and goes to 7. Sunday starts at 5. We have a big 2-hour deal there. We're going to be doing all kinds of 80s trivia. We're going to be doing the 80s Name That Tune. Our feature contests are going to be the look-alike or just look your best 80s. We'll see what shows up and what basically comes to us on Sunday when it comes to that. But both nights, feature prizes will be to the Jesse's Girl concert, which is one of the premier 80s tribute bands and certified in the United States. They travel all over the north, south, eastern, western United States, doing all 80s covers, and they are certified. They will be performing at Penns Peak and Jim Thorpe October 18th, Friday, October 18th. We have a pair of tickets each night as our grand prize for all our contests that we'll be putting on. So it should be fun, and we're going to throw the music into it as well, and it's going to be fun, good family fun.
Now tell me, we're talking family fun, tell me about some of the teen activities that kids can come down and have a great time.
Again, that's Saturday night. That happens at Pine and Broad. Live band, Shock Value. They've played many school dances last year. They've come to us this year. Doing the basketball thing with the YMCA. That starts at 4:30. 5 shots right around the key of the court that we set up. Most in wins. Also, we do the hung contest, which again you'll be hosting, or one of our hosts. That happens, youth, gentlemen, I use the term lightly, question and answer, talent, and of course the boxer shorts competition. And then we round it out with a performance from Shock Value.
Again, Fun Fest is September 7th and 8th in downtown Hazleton. It's lots of fun, lots of 80s music, lots of 80s hair, outfits, anything that you could think of. It's going to be a fun 80s weekend at Fun Fest this year. Again, September 7th and 8th. Stay tuned. Beth Mensinger is in with sports on the Late Edition.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2014 Legacy 2.5 ICVT for $159 during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
Now Hazel Park Spring Water is proud to announce that they are the official water of the WILN Sports Crew and available for home delivery through J.W. Wargo Spring Water Delivery and JoJo's Beverage. Since 1915, the Kreisel family has been serving the area with quality meats. The tradition continues today with 5 generations at Hazel Park Quality Meats, 260 Washington Avenue, West Hazleton, and Redding Specialty Meats, located at 216 East 4th Street in Berwick. Here are some of this week's specials.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754, or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Tane's going to explain to us what causes lower back pain, how you can avoid it, and if you are uncomfortable, what he can do to help you out. That's all coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
After hurting his knee in Penn State's win over Syracuse on Saturday, senior tight end Matt Lehman is officially out for the season. The injury happened in the first quarter of Saturday's matchup. Yesterday, during a press conference, head coach Bill O'Brien did not say exactly what the injury was, but did say it was a serious one. Last season, Lehman caught 24 passes for just under 300 yards and had 3 touchdowns. And football isn't the only sign that summer is coming to a close. Hockey season is back in just over a month. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins open their season at home against the Hershey Bears October 12th, and in order to celebrate the organization's 15th year in the AHL, the team will be unveiling its first Penguins Hall of Fame class. Players must have spent parts of at least 2 seasons in a Penguins uniform and been retired for at least 2 full seasons. Fans can take part in selecting the inaugural class by visiting the Penguins website, wbspenguins.com, or the team's official Facebook page. 23 players are eligible, and the 2013-2014 class will be announced in October. And you know by now that swimmer Diana Nyad made history this week by becoming the first person to ever swim from Cuba to Florida without a cage, and she did it at age 64. It took her 53 hours. INN News asked her how she kept her mind occupied.
When you're feeling good and you're cruising through the daylight hours, you're singing Neil Young songs to yourself and counting in French and German and Spanish and just passing the time and, sort of metronomic ways. But when you're suffering, and I have to say that through the nights, I had 2 nights of full suffering this time with the mask, with the salt water. Now you're not thinking of anything. You're just coping and surviving, and your team is somehow helping you make it through. Every 15 minutes, every hour, let's not give up.
As long as she wasn't hearing the Jaws theme, congratulations to her. We have more sports coming up in the second half. Make sure you stay tuned. Until then, Lisa's coming back with your top story recaps.
FunFest kicks off its weekend with the Poets in Concert, presented by Northeast Revenue Service at the J.J. Ferrara Center in downtown Hazleton. Hear the sounds of the 50s, 60s, and beyond, from the Beatles to disco. Before you enjoy the outdoor fun of FunFest weekend, come and party with the oldies. Advance tickets for this one-of-a-kind concert are available at FunFest headquarters or at Metallo's Formalwear. For information and a complete schedule of events for FunFest weekend, call 1-800-OK-FFest or go to funfestpa.org. FunFest is made possible through the support of its corporate sponsors.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full detailed and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Recapping tonight's top stories, 4 people are behind bars after robbing a gas station on Route 93 in Sugarloaf Township early this morning. Ann Gownley reports.
50-year-old Cornell Cole from Maryland, 36-year-old Cornelia Smith of Washington, D.C., 49-year-old Troy Baker and his son, 28-year-old Terrell Baker, both of Baltimore, Maryland, have been arrested by police in connection with a robbery at the Shell gas station on Route 93 in Sugarloaf Township just after 4 o'clock this morning. State police were informed that after the robbery took place, all 4 suspects entered a 2003 maroon GMC Yukon Denali XL with a Maryland license plate and headed towards Interstate 81 southbound. Once police stopped the vehicle, they immediately turned on their emergency lights. However, the suspect driving the vehicle was refusing to obey the sirens, and a high-speed chase ensued. The chase ended at mile marker 100 southbound after tire deflation devices were placed on the road by PSP Jonestown Station. Once the vehicle was stopped, 2 suspects fled into the woods. All suspects were eventually caught and charged with 1 count each of intent to commit burglary, conspiracy to commit burglary, and theft by unlawful taking. We spoke with the owner of the Shell gas station, who says he was shocked when he heard the news.
I just came in and I see a lot of damage inside. They broke into the safe, they moved it in the side, they cut saw the safe, they broke in the ATM. It's a lot of damage inside. They cut the wire from outside the building, so the security alarm doesn't work. They broke this, the camera, but the camera's still working, so we got them in the cameras. And let's see what's happening next. Yep. All right.
The owner says he doesn't care about the damage to the building. He is just thankful that no one was hurt and no one was in the gas station at the time of the robbery.
I worked like 7 days, but I will accept it's going to be off the highway because I know it's off the highway. I got a lot of people off the highway, but the good things like this happen, like there was nobody in the store, nobody hurt. But what we can do is like something happened,
The suspects were arraigned by District Magistrate Daniel O'Donnell this afternoon. All have been remanded to the Luzerne County Prison in lieu of a $250,000 straight cash bail. In Sugarloaf Township for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. Wilkes-Barre police have identified 3 suspects in the shootings of 2 little girls at the Sherman Hills apartment complex in Wilkes-Barre 2 weeks ago. 24-year-old Javon Brown of Wilkes-Barre, 21-year-old Talik Sistrunk of Wilkes-Barre, and 26-year-old Trevor Whitaker of Brooklyn, New York, are all charged in that August 24th incident. The shots were meant for William Junie Cash, who was visiting the apartment of Diana Page. She's the mother of one of the girls who was shot. So far, police have not released a motive. Brown, Sistrunk, and Whitaker are already in county prison on simple assault charges stemming from a fight over a missing money card on North Empire Court. Their bails are $50,000 cash each. While the gunshots were meant for Cash, 5-year-old Janiyah McFarland was shot in the neck. 2-year-old Gabriella Morris was shot in the face. Janiyah has been released from the hospital. Gabriella remains at Geisinger Medical Center in Danville, though her mother, Christina Rivera, says that she is improving. And finally, the Bloomsburg Fair has had a change of heart, sort of, after announcing guns would be banned from this year's event. Now word that gun owners with concealed weapons will be allowed to carry if they have proper permits. The decision to first ban the guns triggered this. We found 3 different Facebook pages entitled Boycott the Bloomsburg Fair. One page read at the top, quote, "The Bloomsburg Fair is now a gun-free zone. Stand up for our rights and support our constitutional rights as founded by our founding fathers." Then yesterday, a post on that same Facebook page stating, quote, "I just want to thank all of you who supported the Boycott the Bloomsburg Fair page. Because of our strength in numbers, the Bloom Fair has lifted the gun ban," unquote. More than 900 people liked that page in just 2 days. Now, several sources reported that after the ban was announced last Friday, Bloomsburg Security Director Bill Barrett spent a day on the phone responding to people upset by the decision. Again, concealed weapons will be allowed at this year's fair, which is set for September 21st through the 28th. And that is a look at tonight's top story recaps. When we come back, we'll tell you exactly what is sarin gas. Plus, Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
And it definitely is a nice evening across our region. We have no rain to talk about. In fact, across the Northeast, just a little bit of some rain up toward the north on the national satellite and radar. Most of the activity out toward the west. We'll talk how much longer this nice weather is going to last with the 7-day forecast coming up in just a few.
I've got 3 great deals for you. Here's a 2013 Mazda 3i Sport Sedan, just $187 a month, sign and drive. Or this 2014 Mazda 6 Sky Active, 38 miles per gallon, $245 a month, sign and drive. Or this great 2014 Mazda CX-5 Sky Active, just $299 a month, sign and drive.
Plus, we'll give you more for your trade. Burger Mazda, just off exit 145 off ID1, Route 93, Hazleton.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters: value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. Democrat Matt Cartwright is the freshman congressman representing the 17th District in Pennsylvania, but he already has challengers for that position. In his first televised interview, one candidate, Matthew Dietz, a Republican for the 17th District seat, will join me this week on The Storm, only on WYLN TV.
Welcome back. The gas that the Obama administration accuses the Assad regime of using is sarin gas, but it's not easy to detect. INN's Brian Todd has more.
Samples from the bodies of victims, according to Secretary of State John Kerry, give U.S. officials the evidence they need.
It has tested positive for signatures of sarin.
But what are those signatures? How can we be sure this isn't a repeat of the slam dunk that wasn't, the claim that Iraq had WMD? Former Chief UN Weapons Inspector David Kay, who's previously looked for these traces in Iraq, says a signature of sarin is not something you can see or smell.
Think of how any other chemical that you're familiar with around the house or food substance will break down into other things. So you're not looking for smell or discoloration.
Kay says that unlike mustard gas, sarin does not burn your skin. The victims who die from it, he says, die because when it's breathed in, it shuts down your nerves. Then you suffocate. Experts say to find out if that's happened, to find that signature, you take blood, hair, brain tissue, clothing samples. Then a portable version of this, a gas chromatography machine, will give you spikes indicating that sarin was used. But there's another key question about signatures of sarin. How reliable are those samples? How reliable are these tests?
If you were going to get a single sample or say half a dozen of samples, I think most of us would be concerned because you're concerned about how they were collected and all. And that's why the inspectors were so careful to take multiple samples from places.
Kay says nothing is 100% in these situations, but if the UN inspectors took enough samples and if they controlled them well enough, the reliability should be high. A UN official we contacted wouldn't say how many samples they took or talk about methods. What we do know, many of these victims never had a chance. Sarin, specifically, what happens to you if you don't have one of these?
If you don't have one of those, you're very much out of luck, because literally within minutes, your body will begin to shut down. It's not just the types of things that you've seen on these videos, with the twitching and the convulsing and the difficulty seeing things and foaming at the mouth. Your body will short circuit. You'll die within minutes.
Very scary stuff. That was INN News reporting. When we come back, Beth is in with the second half of sports, and Joe will recap the forecast. Stay with us.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
Visit us for the lowest prices on furniture, mattresses, appliances, and electronics. This month, save 50% on Sealy mattresses or save up to $100 on select Lazy Boy furniture. And ask about our interest-free financing plans. Shop GrandCentral.com or visit us on Vine Street in Hazleton or Route 93 in Hazel Township.
Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people when the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter. WYLN, your first choice for locally produced shows like Chef Lou, Jen-tastic Sweets, Off the Beaten Path, The Storm, and more. Find out how you can stretch your advertising dollars and be a part of the WYLN TV lineup. Call 570-459-1869, extension 1302. WYLN, we're your local network.
It's official. Geno Smith is the Jets starter, at least for now. He will take the opening snap when the Jets play Tampa Bay on Sunday. The job became Smith's when returning starter Mark Sanchez suffered a shoulder injury of a preseason game August 24th. It's uncertain how long Sanchez will be out and whether he will be able to get that job back when he comes back. The Jets also have quarterbacks Matt Sims and Brady Quinn on their roster. The Bills will start rookie quarterback E.J. Manuel in the season opener against New England. Coach Doug Marrone made the announcement this morning. Manuel's status had been in question after he had what the team called a minor procedure on his left knee 2 weeks ago. The NFL Players Association is giving its members designated drivers. Players will be able to use a smartphone app to request a ride that will arrive in minutes in 17 of 31 NFL cities and in Honolulu, where the Pro Bowl is played. The service will be available starting this month. Personalized keychain cards with ride credits will be given to each active NFL player. It's an attempt to prevent players from getting DUIs. Yankees manager Joe Girardi says he'll talk to Mariano Rivera in the offseason about coming back next year. Rivera has already said this would be his final year, but Girardi wants to talk him out of it. When told of Girardi's statements, Rivera insisted he's made his decision and it is final. Crosstown with the Mets, Ike Davis's future is uncertain. He got a cortisone shot in his right side Tuesday, and manager Terry Collins does not expect him back this season. Davis was injured while hitting a sacrifice fly Saturday at Nationals Park. He batted .205 with 9 home runs and 33 RBIs and spent nearly a month at AAA Las Vegas this season. The Mets must now decide whether to bring him back next year. He's again eligible for arbitration after making $3.125 million this season. The White Sox Adam Dunn is considering retiring. He's guaranteed $15 million next season, and it's possible he'll hit his 500th homer, but Dunn tells Fox Sports he'll forfeit the money and retire if he's not enjoying himself. The 33-year-old is hitting .228 this year with 30 home runs and 80 RBIs. He's also struck out 159 times. And they don't have to be the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim anymore. The Angels have been negotiating with Anaheim City Council over their lease at the Big A. That lease gives them the right to relocate after 2016 if they wanted to. It's now been extended to 2019. Under that extension, they no longer have to include the of Anaheim in their name. When they entered the American League in 1961, they were the Los Angeles Angels. Later, they became the California Angels, the Anaheim Angels, and for the last decade or so, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. A lot of A's there. And NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman has gotten quite a raise. According to Sports Business Journal, Bettman got more than $8.3 million in salary and benefits during the fiscal year ending in June 30th, 2012. His total compensation the previous year
with $7.98 million. Bettman's salary has more than doubled over a period that has seen the league's total revenue increase from $2.1 billion in 2003 to 2004 to $3.2 billion for the season of this latest tax filing. In the lockout-canceled season of 2004-2005, Bettman made $3.7 million. And the postseason begins for the Eastern League teams tonight in AA. In the Eastern Division game, Game 1 of the best-of-5 series, the Senators take the lead with their 5-4 win over Erie. In the majors, Houston squeaks out the win over the Twins, Oakland wins 11-4, and the Orioles fell 6-4. White Sox fall to the Yankees 6-5 behind Mo's first 4-out save in over 2 years. The Mariners and the Royals tied at 4 in the 8th, and the Rays are up 1-0. In the National League, the Mets win, the Cubs win, and in 10, the D-backs take it 4-3. Big Papi got his 2,000th hit tonight. Will Middlebrooks with a grand slam and 8 homers between the Bo Sox. Pretty sure they're going to win. They are up 20-4. Pablo Sandoval went yard 3 times tonight. The Giants win 13-5, and the Phillies fall to the Nationals. It's free baseball in Cincinnati, tied at 3s between the Cards and the Reds. The Bucks are trailing the Brewers by 4, and the Rockies are up 4-2 on the Dodgers. Joe has more weather coming up after the break, only on Late Edition.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the Historic Castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th. Advance tickets are available through Ticketmaster starting August 31st.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Mohican Sun at Pocono Downs presents Fun Fest in Hazleton, September 7th and 8th. Free entertainment at 3 stages, crafts, plastic cars, and much more. There's also a burger cook-off and pastry bake-off, senior activities, a teen street party, Latin music celebration, and of course, the Great Fun Fest Parade celebrating a totally 80s weekend. Admission is free and parking is free. Call 1-800-OKFest or go to funfestpa.org. FunFest is made possible through the support of its corporate sponsors.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Nothing. It is dry. It is dry across our region. It's going to continue to stay dry right through the overnight hours, and it's going to be very quiet. 64 degrees our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton. Pressure coming in at 29.97 inches of mercury, and the winds really not too much of a factor. Not coming in about 5 or so miles per hour. 64 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 63 Mount Pocono, 70 in Williamsport, 61 in Selinsgrove, and 62 in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures generally holding in the 60s as I speak. Satellite and radar, we're going to continue to see clear to mostly clear skies. Any showers, any precipitation confined to upstate New York. We won't have to worry about that at all. We're going to continue to stay on the dry side of things even through tomorrow. A mix of clouds and sunshine, and we'll stay dry as we go into our Friday. And Saturday at this point looking pretty good. So some refreshing air tomorrow. It's going to be cool. Higher elevations may not get out of the 60s for daytime highs. And wait until you see some of those overnight lows in the 7-day forecast. We're going to be looking at temperatures below average, but yet way above average out toward the west. And frost, yeah, is going to be the potential of it. Heading into Friday morning, some parts of Pennsylvania, upstate New York, definitely can't rule that out, but at least for our viewing area, we're going to stay frost-free, at least for now. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Heading into the next couple of days, looks like it'll stay dry, a mix of clouds and sunshine, 60s, lower 70s, overnight lows, some of them dropping down into the 40s. So some cool nights ahead.
Ooh, we don't like that. Today was
nice.
spiffy.
Definitely.
Perfect day.
It's a nice little chill in the air, though, this evening.
Yeah.
So, a little breezy.
But it was really downright hot this afternoon, or what? So any truth to the rumor we're hearing that Joe's going to be involved with the Tricycle Raise the Fun Fest with Ann?
That could be interesting.
I would be in the front row.
Ann's going to do it. Is Joe?
I don't know about tall people. That's awfully tough.
That would be interesting. You should give it a try. You never know.
He could do it. He just doesn't want to show off.
Send your comments to Joe. See you tomorrow night, everybody. Have a great night.